So this is a Noolaero VDGS test, starting off with an Airbus A320, a standard Azobo. I'm gonna park on stand 17. So this smaller aircraft like Airbus A320 seems to capture earlier than the larger aircraft, virtually on the taxiway line, taxiway Kilo. Just turning into the stand now. So it's just captured it there, which is quite far out. It's showing the distance already, the distance bar. And stopping right there, looks quite close, but actually it is quite far forward. It should have really been parked on the furthest back stop marker, but that could be to do with where the parking bay node has been set. But then again, to get a large 747 on, the parking bay node has to be quite far forward. So the jetway just about gets on. That stop position there is really for a 777 or 747 or a 787, probably a little bit further back for a 78. So here's a 787 taxiing down Kilo, and with the larger aircraft you have to go slower, much slower. If you go too quickly, my first attempt, it didn't even pick it up on the distance bar, so I had to do a loop and come back again. But the capture is very late on the 787 and the 747. I've no idea why that is. It could be because it's obviously it's not the real guidance system that uses lasers, and recognising the shape of the aircraft, it's probably picking out the centre of the aircraft. It's a very long aircraft and it captures it probably just entering the stand. It looks like it's closer, but the aircraft is so long, so going really slowly. Using the parking brake to brake is a bit easier than my foot pedals at the moment. They're very old foot pedals. So stopping there. That's in a pretty good position, pretty much nearly exactly as it should be, although the 10 series 787 is extra long. I've never seen one parked on these stands or anywhere at Gatwick, but that is in a pretty good position. And the door L1 is never the one used for jetway. It's always going to be this door on further down, L2, but the jetway seems to go on okay. So the next up is a 747. You don't get many 747s coming into Gatwick at the moment. The last ones were Virgin. Well, I did see a Saudi Arabia 747 quite a few years ago come in. Turning quite early. Difficult one to turn. I think the nose is probably just coming up to halfway along the centre line. It's hard to judge. Just capturing now. It looks probably further forward than it really is, just because the perspective, and I am zoomed in. And stopping there. That looks in a pretty realistic position. Nose well on the forward stop markers. And the tail is overhanging the rear of stand roadway, which is exactly as it used to be. You used to have to put a cone underneath the tail, and the road vehicles had to drive around the tail, especially the high catering trucks. And that is going on perfectly. Door L1 by 747.